Hey there, everybody. Thomas Wood with Basecamp Trading. It is Friday, July 13th, and we're going to take a look here really quick at a trade we had earlier this week in Hogs. That was a short setup. And if you remember here at Basecamp, you know Friday of last week, we talked about this setup specifically and said we're looking for this one in particular in a short setup in cattle, both to trigger on Monday. And both of them ended up triggering and following through pretty good. But the setup here in Hogs, what we were looking at is we had been in compression for a couple of weeks, well, several weeks, actually a couple of months. We had finally broken out of that compression. And then we ended up putting in a higher pivot low while maintaining an overall lower pivot high downtrend. So we draw a line connecting those two lows, and that's what we call a line in the sand. And this turns into what we consider a micro trend. So it's a mini uptrend against an overall downward moving market. We ended up triggering that micro trend break right here. And I want you to notice something though, is when we came down, we had very, very strong bearish bias leading into that breakout. Why do we have strong bearish bias? Well, A, we have a lot of long wicks that were leaving to the upside here. Every time the market rallied, it got turned around and pushed right back down. And then B, the candle that broke, it opened right at the top of its range and just went straight down. That means the sellers just could not take anything out of it. We ended up running straight down and breaking through that support and closing right at the very bottom of that candle's range. So a very strong bearish candle going into that breakdown. Ended up triggering the breakout, closing below, and then we just took off through the floor the next couple of days. This is just a textbook setup that we look for all the time in these markets, where we're looking for micro trends and looking for a small compression after the initial breakout that then will trigger and allow us to have a low risk, high probability entry into a bigger move like this. So great job to everybody in the trade room that took the short in hogs or cattle. They both worked out really well. That's it for today though. Keep an eye out for micro trends like this, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, happy trading, everybody.